Hey guys, Hayden here. Hope everyone's doing great today. It is Thursday morning over here in Austin, Texas. It's hot as heck, and I'm ready for summer to be over at this point. Enjoying a nice little coffee right now. Best time of the day. Today I want to talk about monetizing books and also best way to get rid of books. This is mostly a video for anyone interested in bulk buying and for bulk sellers. And I'd love, if you are a bulk seller out there, please connect with me. And I'd love to talk about what you're doing to get rid of your duds. Not only get rid of them, but monetize them as well. So what I've basically found out so far is that, one, it's super hard to get rid of duds for money. I was doing half-price books for quite a while. Most of you might not be familiar with them. I think they're just a Midwest company, but they're pretty enormous. It's like I think they're the largest, aside from Amazon, the largest privately held book selling company in the whole U.S. So if you have a half-price books near you, they will buy any books from you. I was actually sending in so many books to them for a while that I was probably supplying an entire store for them. What I noticed though, aside from them hating me, bringing in all those books and all the employees breaking their backs, wheeling them in and carrying them and everything, is that they pay you less and less and less and less and less because they know that, that's just basically, you're going to bring them there no matter what, and you got to take what you can get. Their business model is basically that, if you're just coming in from like just a typical person who has books they want to sell, they have a buy counter. And so you bring in the books, and you actually have to wait in store while they scan all your books and give you your offer. But I worked out a deal, and you should too, where you can drop your books off and leave, and they just call you. So yeah, in the beginning, when I wasn't doing big bulk yet, I was like maybe buying 4 Gaylords a week. I was taking my books there in the beginning, and they were actually giving me like really good payouts. I was getting like $140 every time I was taking the duds in there, and I was just like, oh my god, like at one point I didn't even have like a cost per book anymore. Like I was actually getting paid. Like after I took my duds into half-price books, I wasn't paying anything for my greens. Like in fact, I was making money just off the duds alone, sorting them, taking them in there, and all my greens were free with a little more money on top. So that was crazy. It didn't last long, obviously, as you can see, because they keep beating you down on price. And I've tried to work with them, saying, hey, look, I can bring a box truck with a lift gate. I'll drop Gaylords like on your back porch, and you can sort through them. But you can't. They won't do that. You need a box books. You need to take them there. What I was starting to realize was it's just not something that's scalable, and it takes time, and it's just not. At the end of the day, it's more valuable if you can burn through all the books you have and get them out as quick as you can and get new books in immediately. So that's what I'm doing now. I stopped doing buybacks entirely. I have heard good things about sellbackyourbooks.com. and they are currently trying to court me to do that. I don't want to do it because you have to scan twice. So what you have to do is, not only are you're scanning the book for yourself, right? If it's green, you keep it. If it's red, you then have to scan it again with, call it like a Taltronics scanner, whatever you have. So for instance, I have a Taltronics. It's this guy. So you'd have to, basically scan it with whatever you usually scan. Then you have to scan it with something like that. And then it'll tell you if you can buy it or not. And then you have to, start boxing those up. And it's just a lot of duplication of work that I just don't know if it's worth it. A lot of the books are only like, they give you like 8 cents to 15 cents a book. So I don't know. I think it's just going to slow me down too much. And also the big drawback for their software is it's only for Android and PC, which, I mean, most people use Apple products. So I don't even have, I have a PC desktop I could use, but I don't have an Android. And, you know, they have a way where it's called an emulator. So you can basically project your phone screen onto a desktop screen. So what it would look like is you'd have, on one half, you'd have the buyback, site where it's showing you like all your book costs that they're going to pay you on one side. And then on the other side, it shows you your app and like, you know, what it's saying it's going to pay you for the app on your actual like scanning app. So it would emulate these two things on a screen so you can see them side by side after you scan them twice. And then, you can go off and use it that way. But also, so it has to be an Android phone to emulate. And so it's just too much. I don't know. We'll see. My buddy Brandon's going to start doing it, and we'll see if that is something that, could be feasible for me. But right now, like I said, I'm all about speed and just getting things out as quick as possible. So what I've been doing in order to do that is I have two big things. I either take them to Goodwill, and I'll only do that. So look, car and truck adds up quick. I spent $1,300 on car and truck last month. So I only will take duds in when I know I'm getting new Gaylords, because then you utilize the truck cost and keep your costs low. So what I'll do is, if I'm going to pick up, Gaylords from a source, I go ahead, I load the truck up full. I take it over to Goodwill outlet, and most of you will have a Goodwill outlet near you. I've never tried a Goodwill retail, but they get Gaylord deliveries from outlets anyway, so I'm sure they would take them. But I go to the outlet because they'll take as many as I can give them. So I go to the Goodwill outlet, I drop as many off there as I can, and then for any other leftover ones, I will use Salvation Army. And you also should have those near you somewhere, unless you're in the middle of nowhere. They do free pickups, and I just tried them. I got them for the second time this week, and they came twice actually in one day, and they picked up 16 Gaylords from me. So that was nice, a little extra write-off there between the two sources. And, they come with a liftgate truck, and it's all pretty easy to get done. So between those two, I don't see me ever running into an issue where I can't get rid of the Gaylords out of my warehouse. So I would definitely recommend doing either. And you also have to, if you're going to do either of those options, you need to give them a heads up of what you're bringing in, because there's been times when Salvation Army showed up with like a little 16-foot box truck, donation truck, and they're like, oh crap, we can't pick those up. So they need to bring a 26-footer. And especially, not only, like, even if you only have like a Gaylord or two, because most of the time you're not their first pickup, so they might already have that truck filled with a bunch of crap, and there might not be room for those Gaylords. So just make sure, like, hey, I need a 26-footer with a lift gate. I've got these boxes. They weigh approximately 1,000 pounds or 4x4x4. So anyways, I hope that helps. Let me know if you are a bulk buyer again, and I'd love to collaborate, see if we can just figure out better ways to monetize duds. Again, still haven't really found one I'm happy about. Also, maybe some of you out there are using Sell Back Your Books and you have a efficient way to do it, and I'd love to hear about it in the comments, or you can email me at haydenaquilon@gmail.com, and I'd love to talk there. Anyways, have a good day, guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye.